I said, but how do you get it out again? And
I
it
know.
turns out you don't. It just dissolves in there.
Oh, does it really? I didn't know that. Now that's super interesting.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't
it's a
expect
real
that.
advance in butt-based sex toys.
Oh, I love it.
Shit, we're live. Hello, everyone. Oh, and Smelly joins us.
Hey, Smelly.
Perfect. We're a bit short on people this time. Also, yes, it's been a long time since we've done one of these. Our schedules haven't lined up, and for the last two weekends, I wasn't home. I was in France, and as you might be able to hear, I got a cold while there, and my voice still hasn't gotten back. I also still have one of my ears also still hasn't popped, despite the fact it's been a week since I was on the plane. So that's great.
So since you were in France, did you ever watch that video that Lauren Southern's made about how France is losing its identity? And she walks around.
No, huh? But I mean, no, I didn't watch that. But I mean, they all spoke French, and
like. But did they have French braids?
I mean, I did. We did go to a restaurant that served both French and Italian food, so I guess they might be losing to Italy.
They might be. Well, I think she meant more like brown people because she's Lauren Southern.
Well, have you seen Italians? They're pretty tan.
Yeah. No, it's a great video, and her whole thing is just like she walked around Paris and people weren't wearing French braids. That's literally what it says in the description.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So, Smelly, you haven't said anything. Do you want to test your mic or?
It's just a ghost of Smelly. This is the ghost of Smelly past. We might see the ghost of Smelly present and future show up later on. Yep.
Maybe he doesn't know he's muted.
Smelly, you're muted.
Anyways, speaking of Southern Europe.
This thing is hilarious. I've seen a little bit of it.
Yes, it is hilarious. It's meta health. And for those who don't know what that is, because they didn't invent it's a broader term that's used by a lot of idiots. I learned about it because I learned about the term because there's a Danish quack who has decided that people who write him on his Facebook page saying you got this wrong, he's decided that you can just call them and harass them on their phone.
Oh, really?
During Christmas. So that's great.
That's a very gentlemanly thing for him to do.
A guy who claims that sunscreen causes cancer.
Of course it does. I mean, why wouldn't it?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, mental health is the idea that your diseases isn't like because of like real things and biology and science. No, it's because of your emotions. So you can literally think yourself into having, well, not think yourself, but like if you're feeling bad or have problems in your life, you become sick of it. And not like depressed sick. No, you get cancer or like bad back and stuff like that.
Oh, so that time that I had like a cold, it was because my girlfriend broke up with me. And I was sad.
Cat!
Did you get dumped? Is that why you have a cold?
No. Did
you find like unrequited love in France, and now you like came back with a cold? Because I can see that. No, it's just a goddamn virus.
Yes.
So also
combined with the fact that my immune system, well, my body, I'm not sure what it is. I have a tendency to every time I get a respiratory infection, I end up having like really, really thick mucus in my throat. So that's lovely.
I had to deal with that this week. It was gross. Not me. I had to deal with someone else's, which is way more gross. One of my patients had that thing. It was gross.
Smelly, you're back, I see.
Also, Micro, you should share my screen.
Well, it's shared every time you talk.
Is it? All right.
I hadn't clicked on myself. Well, actually, mine.
Because
that's a happy pussy.
I can't not show him. He's so happy. Oh, you are happy boy. Yes, you are. You're such an attention whore. You know everyone's here to watch you. Actually, they're not here to watch you for once because this isn't your show.
Well, I don't think anyone's watching. Well, we have people watching, but there's no one in the chat. Hello, chat. Say something in the chat.
Yeah, I know one of them isn't me because I haven't actually bothered to find the chat. So maybe I should do that.
Anyways,
sorry, that's my alarm. Important things are happening over here. Hey, look.
So, I think we should start out with their disclaimer. And I don't mean this one. I mean the thing that actually says disclaimer, because it is probably the most hilarious disclaimer we've ever seen. Because
I hope it's just like, please don't sue us.
No, it's not like the usual stick. Like, it's not really a disclaimer when you actually read it. It's full of more bullshit.
Oh, great. Love it. It's a disclaimer that doesn't actually serve its purpose. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going to start? You read.
I'm going to start. Disclaimer. The international meta, because it has to be in big letters, medicine association and the mental health community, it's a community, do not claim that the human body-mind, which is one word, apparently will heal completely by resolving conflicts only. Health and disease are multifactorial, and we find that the dispositions are created already at an early age or even before birth. So it's not your fault, it's your mom's fault. However, our understanding gives valuable directions in which to find the key to holistic healing. In fact, the meta health professionals wish to collaborate with scientific and alternative healthcare providers to boost efficiency by an integrative approach that suits the individual. So that's not really a disclaimer.
No.
I mean, it is.
I do like the fact that they say that pretty much you getting a cold is like dictated from before you were born. I think that's pretty awesome. Like before you were born, if you were going to be sick, it was decided. I don't even think it says that. Like this doesn't at least say so far anything about like genes. So it's not like your mom genes made you more predisposed to cancer or anything. It's like it was, I don't know, mystically decided beforehand.
I think Smelly might be having problems.
Yeah, I think so too. Come on, Smelly. We believe in you, my friend.
I do believe in Smelly.
So there's a link on the side there that
can't
says
get the mic to work.
Oh.
What did you say?
There's a link on the side there that says love, heart, sex, heart, relationship. And it says sex on it, so I naturally want to click on it.
Oh,
because
apparently, so this is metahealth.info. This is metahealth.life.
Metahealthy.life.
Oh,
yeah. Metahealthy. It's the online magazine, Love, Sex, Relationship. Oh, look, they have a whole section on the reproduction system.
Lovely. But I think before we read that, we probably read on what it actually is.
Oh, yes, I guess. I just, it said sex, so I naturally wanted to
click on it. I completely understand that.
All right. So, yes, I guess we should start at the beginning instead of the sex part. Which, I don't know.
Much like a date. You really should start at the beginning, not at the sex part.
I guess. So funny story about R&D. He's only ever had one first date in his whole life. And that was with his wife.
Because that's the only date he's had.
No. I mean, no.
Wait, did you have had first dates?
No. I mean, I guess, but not in the traditional way. Like, I do things backwards, so I have a I had a
You
tendency. I
break
shouldn't say
up
have
with them
because...
first, and then you get together with them.
Well, no, I do the sex part first, and then we go on dates. Like, yeah.
Okay, were the women aware of the sex part?
Yes.
It wasn't like you like testing them out before deciding whether or not to invite them on a date, like the used car. Because that's what it sounds like.
I don't know. That's probably the best way to put it, but but yeah, no. The like only like real first date that I've ever had was with my wife, and that's about it. Like everything else, I've done it backwards.
Well,
so yeah. So I don't. So hence the reason why I don't understand the way that we do things in this show. Is pretty much what that story was about.
Because this show and dating has a lot in common.
Why not?
It's usually not that great. There's a lot of talking about nothing, and it only rarely ends with sex.
Sounds like my marriage.
You didn't say that well enough.
My wife heard me.
Well, but she didn't hear what I said. You could just have said, that sounds like my marriage. But the fact that you decided to whisper it was kind of a hint to her that what was going on.
Oh, no. I'm going to be in so much trouble.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Well, seems Smelly can't get his mic to work.
Oh no. Maybe we should do a fundraiser for Smelly. I want to do a fundraiser for Smelly's mic.
I was in here twice. Now I see ceiling. Hello, ceiling.
What's a cool ceiling you got there,
Hey,
Smelly?
look at there. Okay, so can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Motherfucker. Okay, so I finally got the internet on my computer to work like half-ass pretty good. And I got all the shit set up for my mic so that I can start recording and all that nonsense. And I can't get the fucking mic to work on the Hangouts. I don't know why.
What kind of mic do you have?
Which is total balls because Micro has the same goddamn mic as me.
No, I don't.
Ah, you fucked ass. You got rid of it, didn't you?
No, I still have it, but I use my Yeti now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry for all the incendiary things I just said.
I say and wave my arms like you can see it.
Wave it around. Blue Yetis. How much do Blue Yetis cost anyway?
I don't know.
$128 on Amazon's.
Oh, well, that sure is a thing. I mean, I wouldn't buy one.
Maybe we'll steal fundraiser for you.
I'd like to have a Sennheiser.
A what? A Sennheiser? Which one's that?
Someone's getting fancy.
They're expensive. Well, I wouldn't just use it for YouTube. Like I actually do
like a mic,
music stuff with my friend.
Not a headset.
It would be a good studio mic.
Yeah, they're like really high end.
Yeah, I see that. Ooh, $219, man.
But I wouldn't. But again, I wouldn't just be using it for YouTube. Like that's a little much if you're just if you're not a full-time YouTuber, then doing that is
even if you're so full-time YouTuber, the amount of compression happens when you like render the video and then upload it to YouTube. You're not gonna get much benefit from that.
Oh yeah, but
well, look at that.
I want to get one because. Okay, so what is the website? Because I can actually go to it on my computer at least.
Well, it's called meta-health-.info.
You like that super loud ass computer or keyboard?
It's not that
super loud.
Mine's probably
dude. Well, I put dampeners on it finally, but I only put one ring. Like I thought. Okay, so Cherry
it's not that loud. Like you can hear it, but it's not like overwhelming.
Yeah, well, that's them dampeners working finally. Okay, so yeah.
And then we went at the top. There's the Meta Health drop down menu and then basic principles.
My favorite. My favorite kind of principles, the basic kind.
I
So,
love it.
Smiley, do you want to read for us?
Yeah, just let me know where we're at.
At the top, we haven't made it very far.
Oh,
the
fuck.
first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
See,
no,
I couldn't hear y'all as well as not being able to talk to y'all, so I have no idea what was going on.
No, we were talking about all the nonsense. Oh, we have someone here. Huh.
Yeah, we have your nastiness.
Yeah. Hey, yo nastiness. Your nastiness. Yay.
Hello.
Popular on the internet.
I can't say woo because I don't have the voice.
All right, so let's start with these basic ass principles. You know what I'm saying? That was socially inappropriate, but I don't care. All right,
we've already been there.
You haven't been here long enough.
Yeah.
Meta health is using the universal principles as a powerful foundation. Your body, or these principles, excuse me. Don't want to misquote them. Your body is highly intelligent.
No. That's not what it says.
Oh, excuse me, body mind. Sorry, I'm not used to seeing that as one word.
That's because it's not.
You made up a word. Congratulations.
They didn't make up a word. They just removed a space.
Or a hyphen. You could easily fix that with the hyphen because it's a I forget what the phrasing is, how to describe it. Like
I think I know what you mean. The kind of word.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, body mind with the hyphen, that'd be perfectly okay. All right, so specific stress trigger, emotions, and beliefs affect you. Fuck you, mouse. I'm trying to read it off my computer. Your specific organ tissues. I mean,
no.
No?
Not in the way
okay.
Trust me,
So,
not in the way they think.
Yeah, not in the way that we would try to rationalize it. Because, I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit of positivity when you're sick will help you. But, I mean, what?
I mean, not being stressed is healthy, but not in the way they
Exactly. But healing goes through specific points and phases. I mean, it's not wrong as it stands literally. Like, if you take every word hyper literally, then sure.
Then there's this
you're not going to be...
Nice.
Okay, so what the fuck is this diagram?
I'm more interested what the fuck the units are on this.
And what kind of freeze are they talking about?
Freeze and
prolonged freeze and stress. Like, I don't understand.
I'm not sure what the fuck is going on. I can tell you that it looks like it was created in PowerPoint.
Yeah. There's like number 2 says UDIN shock, overload, and freeze.
Sure.
I'm not sure if that actually says anything.
Do they mean psychologically freeze? Like panic?
I don't fucking know.
It's a literal freeze.
I have no clue what's going on. I don't understand.
What I also want to know is why the fuck they don't have they don't like 1, 8, and 9 don't have it doesn't say anything below. That's not how you make it fun.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I guess 9 is just health. I don't know what 8 is though. Like 1 and 8 and 9 are the same thing, right? They're health.
What kind of health? It's not specific enough. It could still be poor health. There are 2 ends of this spectrum. It's not just health means healthy. Maybe they forgot the Y. I don't know.
Well, after you have your freeze.
Okay, so the thing that I always thought was hilarious in my first year of biology is whenever you learn about meiosis and mitosis, it's like everything ends with the word phase, right?
Oh yeah.
Which I thought was, at the time I was like, oh, that's quirky, haha, scientists being funny. But it's not really funny to anyone.
No, it's literally just that it's a phase of it.
Exactly. But the thing that I think is hilarious is how they keep using the word regeneration and phase. Like phase A is relaxation, fatigue, often illness. Like, how is relaxation and fatigue the same thing? Because they're not. How is relaxation illness? Those things
it's not illness.
They don't jive.
It's not illness. It's illness.
But how does relaxation equate to fatigue and often illness? Like, these things don't make sense. So that's what I drew my eye immediately to phase because I was like, oh, they say it twice. Maybe there's a reason. And then auto regeneration often in waves. What kind of waves? What are we fucking talking about here? Your chart? The chart plus the explanation. The explanation leaves the chart no value, and it explains absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it literally just like says they could really just remove all the explanation. It doesn't add anything.
Exactly, and the reason why I brought up phase, like telephase, anaphase, all that, is because whenever you ask somebody to explain those things, depending on who you ask, one person could just talk about one of those phases for like an hour.
Yeah.
So, in there, you may be confused as hell, but in that hour, you got a description. This doesn't fucking help us. Nothing in the description.
Even if you just did, just take that as an example. If you just did that, like a diagram like this for that would still make more sense. Like, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm assuming they're gonna explain it more.
Are they?
But look, let's look at the trends we've seen before. We're gonna see explanations that are just as long as the words that are underneath each of the points. So we're gonna end up with a long-winded, rapid repetition of something we still won't fucking get.
Well, remember, repetition is the key to knowledge. Repetition is the key to knowledge.
Is the key to knowledge.
Repetition is the key to knowledge.
Oh.
You want to know what I get told by everyone that I end up studying chemistry with? Like, I'm like, especially when they get it better than I do. They're like, how the fuck do you get this? Like, how does this make sense to you? And they're like, it doesn't. I just repeat it to myself. Like, I just do it over and over until I can plug in the numbers and everything makes sense, quote unquote, at the end. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to fail chemistry.
You had to take chemistry?
I have to take a lot of chemistry. Are you fucking kidding me?
What are you? I forget. What are you studying? I know you're back in school. Biology.
Yeah, 90% of a biology major is chemistry.
Yeah, that's a lot of biology.
Chem 1.
Sorry, a lot of chemistry in biology.
You have two major biology classes to finish out your bachelor's, and you have, I think, 5 chemistry classes, depending on what level of chemistry you're at. Most people going in for bio.
I had
people going in for
3.
Okay, so here's what my degree plan calls for. Now, 90% of the people I've talked to ended up having to take intro to chemistry. So if you add that, which 90% of the population of my school is already having to take, you have intro to chem, chem 1, chem 2, and then both of the organic chemistries. So you have 2 of those. And then you have another one, which is optional, but that's mostly for chem majors. And I don't remember what it's called because it's not in my degree plan, so I don't care. But yeah, in my entire biology degree, whenever I leave to start trying to teach, I will have only ever taken 2 biology specific classes. Unless I go on to take, I'm not even kidding, I'll have biology 1 and then evolution. Or essentially, the second part of biology is like the rest of cell development and then going into evolution. And then that's where my education, as far as biology in college, will end. And the rest of it's just chemistry.
No ecology? I took ecology.
It's not mandatory.
Really?
Well, I
had
that. To derail the conversation further, I had 3 chemistry things. I had regular chemistry, which is basically just repetition of high-level high school chemistry. Yeah. And then I had biochem and I had molecular biology.
See, I'm thinking that chem 2, because it's chem 1, chem 2, and then the organic chemistries. So or inorganic chemistry. I forget. Dude, to be honest with you, I'm so fucking bogged down in trying to do electives. It's bullshit. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I think chem 2 is our quote unquote biochem class, because chem 1 is just basic basic theory, where you learn everything up into advanced thermodynamics, and then it kind of cuts off in chem 2. I'm sure everybody is super enthralled by the steps it takes to get degrees and stuff in college. So let's start talking about meta hell.
No. I think if
Meta.
you get a chance, you should definitely take ecology. It's fun.
Yeah,
Well,
you
to be
get a
honest
lot
with you,
like.
I have
Okay.
two gimme courses, like 2 courses I have to take just to fill out hours. So I might end up throwing that in there.
Ecology, like even if you don't want to use it, like it's very like useful in like getting just how connected things can be in biology.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I was an
that's
English
enough
major.
to make me want to take it.
Yeah. Like it was nowhere near my major, but I needed hours, so I took it, and I'm an English major, and I love that class. So,
Well, I started out as an English major.
Speaking of
Well,
English,
feel
who
your
wants to read?
actually, speaking of English in college,
Speaking of
because
Finnish,
no,
speaking
we're
of
not
Finnish,
going. I'm
who
going to
wants
derail
the
this
Danish?
some more because
Damn it,
I
I
think
said
this
it backwards.
So like if any of you know, I'm trying to go back to college because I have to take like psychology courses so that I can actually apply for the master's program. Because apparently they want that if you want a master's in psychology. So I'm trying to get back into school, and one of the requirements to get back into school that I just got asked for was to take this English placement test to see how good my English skills are. I have a BA in English, and I don't know how to call them on this and be like, guys, I went to school for English. Can we not? Can we not make me take the English test today? So
Well, I took the English placement test again because I took the thing in Texas is called the TSI. Don't ask me what it stands for.
That sounds like an STD.
Right. Sorry,
it
sorry
is
to tell you, sir. You got TSI. But so I took the test and I actually did.
TSI Miami.
It's all about a crime scene unit that only deals in crimes involving
STD.
prostitutes.
Isn't that your special victims unit?
No, special victim units
dude.
are like Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson.
Dude, we need to keep going because this page is about to come to a very weird, abrupt stop. Stop. Like, it's so weird. Why does it stop there?
Okay, Rhetoric&Discourse, you want to read?
Okay. Meta health analysis. Let's look at a typical symptom you might experience and consider the meta point of view. Let's look at the organ stress emotion belief connection. God, that is a mouthful of a word.
Just
right there.
rolls up your tongue.
And how you gag when you said that word?
A little bit.
It was so big in your mouth. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I know.
I just had to. That throw one in there.
That joke needs to be said with a black leather couch in the background.
When you showed up for what you thought was a fucking job interview.
More like no, what he showed up for what he thought was a line read for a stupid internet show.
You showed up for what you thought was an entry to the psychology master's course. You got pranked on a new level, bro.
on a meta level.
Ooh!
I brought it all the way back, guys.
What a loop!
Okay, I was laughing so fucking loud I had to pause myself.
God.
Wait, you had
That was
to
amazing.
pause yourself? What do you mean mute?
Well, no, okay, mute or whatever, because these Bluetooth headphones, they're either really, really good or really, really shit. So, I don't want to be like screaming in your fucking ear and shit. So I'm polite. I mute myself.
That wasn't what I was coming on. Never mind.
Okay. So
I think I know where you were gonna go with that.
All right. How specific organ tissues are related to specific stress triggers, emotions, and beliefs. Understanding our body's intelligence will allow us to cover answers to questions like, why do the symptoms appear? And why now? And what has triggered these symptoms?
Wait, isn't 1 and 3 the same?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You'll be asking yourself such redundancies as, why did the symptoms appear? Why did the symptoms appear? And also, why did the symptoms appear?
But more importantly, we will also be addressing why the symptoms appeared.
Check our pamphlet called "You May Have Symptoms. Here's Why They Appear," and it's just that question over and over and over. It's a leaflet. It's a leaflet.
Ooh, we get an example.
I wish they had stock like photos. Like that would make this so much better. Of like a doctor leaning over and touching a patient. It's like
no. What would make it better is stock photos that still have the Shutterstock like watermark on them.
Well, what I want is like that. But also the picture has a random DNA strand that's turned the wrong way. It's left hand, right hand.
See, am I the only one that's like thinking it would be hilarious if it was like stock photo model guy standing against a wall, and then like next stock photo was just like a Labrador catching a frisbee? Things are completely unrelated.
We have 2 people in the chat.
Oh my god! How do you do this so good?
I never
Sorry,
seen.
I have been watching a lot of Ponage pranks or whatever. You know, the dude that does the phone prank.
Yeah, scammer.
Oh well, no, it actually okay. So I got really into watching guys rat people like rat scammers in India, and then I was like, oh shit, I remember Ponage pranks. He like does prank calls and pretends to be different characters. It gets really tedious after like 2 or 3, but they're kind of funny. So recently I was watching some of those videos and I was like, oh shit. He did like his Indian character. And I was like, oh shit, I want to watch people like get ratted on YouTube. But I've been watching a lot of his videos recently. So I just
Is this going somewhere or
that's why I did that voice. That's not my thing.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to take credit for a joke that's not mine. That's literally it. I just don't. I'm not that guy.
Man, this has more developments than Thomas the Tank Engine.
Dude, oh my god.
And Smelly will get that reference.
I just wish we could play that video because only the hip hop heads in the audience.
No, you don't even have to be a hip hop head. It's fucking brilliant.
Oh, but the KRS-One is just perfect. Like that shit fits so well.
R&D, man, the chat. I found a video where someone had taken the theme from Thomas the Tank Engine and matched it up with like a bunch of different rappers and a bunch of different songs. And they all work more or less, and one of them works really well.
Like way too well.
Like it's scary how well it works.
It almost feels like Thomas the Tank Engine stole these like sampled these beats and should be getting the shit suit out of them.
Or the other way around, because Thomas the Tank Engine.
Example. Please consider this example from an actual clinic as opposed to a fake clinic. Man, 40 years young.
I see what you did there.
Ah, you're so funny. Fuck off. Has shoulder pain in the right side and feels totally exhausted. The pain started 3 weeks ago. By using a few simple meta health questions, and that this man is going through, I think what he's going through is a shoulder pain.
You're gonna read the questions?
3 weeks ago.
No, I'm gonna have someone else read it.
Oh, fine.
We can read Smelly, read this. The first 4 parts.
The first part. Gotcha.
4 points.
All right. By using a few simple meta health questions, we know what this man is going through. Regeneration phase, shoulder pain and feeling exhausted of the organs, or organ, bones, shoulder, connected to the strong emotion and feeling of unworthiness. Bones are related to self-worth.
Wait, hold on. Your shoulder is not a bone. Your shoulder is a joint.
It's a joint. And they must have smoked a few, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're so hard, dude.
Dude, I smoked so many shoulders. Have you tried
I
these?
did a heroin.
They're like, do you think out there's some strain of weed that someone has named after like a body joint just because of that joke?
I would love to find that strain just so I could be like, hey, Micro, here's that strain that exists. But I can't.
It seems like someone past. Like it seems like someone who's really high would like come up with that joke and find it fucking hilarious, and like actually start using it.
But here's the thing. Now, I want to talk about this first question because first off, it's not a question. It's a phrase. It's a statement.
Yes,
it's a declaration, if anything.
Well,
there's no question mark.
It's a question. They're saying that they use the questions to get to these. They haven't They haven't
I'm
actually
sure you have to
explained
pay for the questions. Like
they haven't actually explained the question.
Oh, so
nowhere does it actually say what the questions are.
This is a literal example of starting with your conclusion and moving backwards.
Yeah, probably.
This is writ large. No, regardless of if that was their true intent. If we look at it how it stands, they're saying, by some questions we haven't told you, we got these answers. But it feels like they got these answers. Imply the questions.
I'm sure that there's a course that you can buy for like
look,
three agreements.
Probably is.
They are talking about the 3 questions that I read a minute ago. Now, that's fine. Or whoever read a minute ago. And that's fine. But you could not surmise all of this feeling of unworthiness. Bones, shoulder, connected to a strong emotion. No, a shoulder is a connection where 2 bones come together. Through cartilage.
It's the thing it's the thing where your arm is attached.
Yeah. So what? Like, how did any of these 3 questions lead to this answer? This answer was the first. You're implying a different question. Because what the fuck does half of this mean? You haven't explained anything.
No, you really.
This is supposed to be the basic principles. This is supposed to be the basic principles. And I don't understand what they mean by that bones are connected to a strong emotion and feeling of unworthiness. Bones are related to self-worth. How?
Your arm bone is connected to your strong emotions.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it begs so many questions. Like, what even are you talking about? What does any of this mean? I honestly don't know. And 2 of the questions are the same thing. So you're telling me you got all of this from 2 questions?
Well, let's find out what else we can find out for those questions.
I'm so annoyed by this. I can't believe how annoyed I am. This is so aggravating. Okay, connected to his partner, he is right-handed and symptoms are on his right dominant side. What?
That sounds like that would be more of a reason to think that he's been using his right, like he's been writing a lot or sitting at the computer a lot or something.
Or jacking off. I mean, I don't know. We could just add that one in there for comic.
I mean, that might be connected to his partner in some way. I don't know. Like,
is that an answer to why and why now, or why did the symptoms appear? Because it's
an answer to why the
stress occurred.
No, why the symptoms appear.
Oh my god!
But it's not an answer to why the symptoms appeared. It's an answer to why the symptoms appeared. Well, since it's like it's so stupid to say, I can't even, like I have to keep my I have to literally think about saying it correctly to make the joke work. That's how dumb this is.
I can't. It hurts me so much because I don't know what they're trying to say by he is right-handed and symptoms are on his right dominant side.
Well, that has to be connected to his partner somehow, because we all know that handedness and your partner is connected.
Now, we were told that he has pain on the right-hand side. Does he sleep on his shoulder? Like you said, does he do things that make him predominantly...
if he's right-handed, there's a good chance that the hand he uses for a lot of things.
You are obviously asking the wrong questions. Remember, the questions are, why did the symptoms appear?
Oh yeah.
And what has triggered these symptoms?
But what about the postscript was even necessary? What's important?
But why did the symptoms appear?
This is so stupid. Just use what was in the parentheses. You don't need to use the first part. I don't know. Sure. This is just annoying. These guys are so... I can't wait to leave this page. Okay, which started to move... Which... So weird when you start sentences with the word which, when it's not a selection.
Well, okay, this is actually... They're actually technically correct since it's like bullet points.
Okay, which started to move from distress into regeneration phase 3 weeks ago.
He totally felt stressed 3 weeks ago. Okay.
Now, I know they're talking about his shoulder pain. He felt totally stressed 3 weeks ago. Totally. Like, that's...
No, they're referring to this shit.
Yeah, I know. It's just kind of funny that they use the word totally. But, no, the things that are in there are like... Let's just move on. Because it has never happened before, acute. If it never happened before, then it's never happened before. Acute means it happens infrequently. Or isn't that bad? Like, if you have acute pain, that means you have a pain that isn't that bad.
Acute means that it's something that's happened, that's happened suddenly and recently. Like, that's what acute means, as opposed to, it's the opposite of chronic. Like, if you always have something, then it's chronic, or have it for a long time, it's chronic. If you present with, like, I have a broken arm, then that's acute.
Yes.
It's not, like, you can break your arms a lot. It's still acute each time.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it doesn't happen very often. Or it happened recently and suddenly.
Yeah, it doesn't mean like it's the opposite of chronic. Like,
but if it never happened before, then it's not acute. Is the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
If it's never happened before, it just straight up has never happened before.
That's all it means.
This is the first time. Now, this first incident is an acute instance.
Well, yeah.
But to say that it never happened before is acute is incorrect.
Yeah.
We can safely assume that about 6 to 10 weeks ago, he must have experienced a stressful event or slept on his shoulder wrong. I mean, either one. Unexpected, dramatic, isolative, no strategy. What does no strategy mean? Was he like in a situation where he was, I don't know, like fighting a lion and he didn't know what to do? He had no strategy. What are we talking about?
I mean, if he was fighting a lion, then there's probably a good reason why his shoulder hurts.
Well, we just answered the question, but what do they mean by no strategy? Is it like a situation where he felt like pinned down, he had no I don't know what they mean. But anyway, connected with his partner that triggered feelings of unworthiness. Okay, all right, yeah. So you're telling me that she maybe didn't want to suck his dick, so now his shoulder hurts? I don't...
Well, I can explain that.
Oh, dude, I finally get it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh no!
Somebody needs to get on his. I was about to say somebody needs to get on his Google Chrome and maybe hit P or X. You know, hit the usual suspects.
If that's what he calls it.
No, URLs.
Yeah.
I know. I was making a
Okay.
naming your penis usual suspect joke. I don't know why he would name it that, but it sounds like it's
It was
kind of
Kaiser
name,
Sose.
like it sounds like the kind of name a weirdo would give to his penis.
Isn't that that movie with Kevin Spacey where like
There is
There
a
we go. Weirdo naming his
suspect.
penis.
well
That's what you're
well
referring to.
hell yeah. Kevin Spacey probably does name his dick, but never mind. I was gonna make a usual suspects joke, but we're too far past it. Let's move on.
It's over. The joke is done.
Yeah, the joke died with my sense of
We
humor.
now
Anyway,
declare
so-
this joke over.
Hey, does anybody have flowers? Because we're now at the funeral of this joke. Anyway, so who's reading next and what?
Rhetoric&Discourse.
I think that. Yeah, exactly.
Are we done with the list? Are we?
No, we're still on the last
last
two. We're
ones.
almost there,
The
man.
two last
We're
ones, okay.
almost there.
We also know that somehow the situation has reversed. I mean, how do you know that?
By asking the questions.
Oh, of course, by asking the question. Possibly through a real life solution like making up with the partner. What? And that body, mind are repairing and regenerating now because the shoulder pain. Organ symptoms
So
is
it's so
part of
hard
the
to
generation.
read.
So if your shoulder hurts, it means that you're getting healthier. But if your shoulder hurts, it also means there's something wrong with your shoulder.
No, it means that there was something wrong a few weeks ago, and now 3 weeks ago he did something that made his shoulders begin to heal,
Which also made it hurt.
which is what makes it hurt.
Okay.
I'm so lost. I stopped trying.
Wait, so if
that
you
was so hard to read.
If you have like chronic, that's not what I want to click. If you have like chronic back pain, does that mean you're always healing?
I guess.
Sure.
Why not?
That's what I'm
At this
stuck on.
point, why
I'm very
not?
confused. Dude, we're almost to integrative approach. We have one more bullet point, and then we can proclaim how amazing is, the few questions. So finish the last bullet point, good sir.
All right. He is probably somewhere in the middle of the regeneration phase right now, and if no relapse occurs, the shoulder pain bones will fully be healed in a few weeks.
Wait.
Pretty amazing that we know by just asking a few questions.
That we're not gonna tell you.
Yeah, I hope you love the information.
Oh no!
Here's half of it.
Oh no! Integrative approach to support self-healing. All interventions appropriate for the individual can be undertaken. These can be mindfulness, meditation, physical therapy, nutrition, energy, and quantum medicine.
Quantum medicine. Oh,
my favorite medicine. And they need to hit up the Quantum Man website. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guy, he's got that integrative approach. He's got that magic touch.
No, it's not a magic touch. It's your magic download.
Yeah, I guess that would be more appropriate. Yeah.
So is quantum medicine that only comes in discrete units?
Which is like all medicine?
I mean, I guess.
It's not okay. Not at the quantum scale, but all medicine is put out in discrete units. Milligrammage, how many you can get.
Yeah, I mean, you rarely see 1.5 doctors.
Yeah.
Unless you have a Siamese twin, where they're like, well, I guess there's still two people. They just don't have two whole bodies.
Well, I mean, one of them could be a doctor, and the other one could be like a plumber.
who also studies medicine.
Who also, yeah,
Wait,
I'd be like
wait. So,
1.5
so does one of
doctors.
them?
So it's like 1.5 of a doctor.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
up. So one of them work like they take turns sleeping, and one of them works night shift, and one of them works day shift.
Yeah,
Sure. I
Why
don't
not?
know how that would work, but yeah, why not?
I see absolutely no problem with this.
Yeah, this all makes sense. I mean, look at the website we're on. Their thing is very confusing, and what we said actually, no, it did not.
Health does not mean you should not see a doctor. Oh, that's always something. Although I'm pretty sure most of the people who, well, not most of, but at least a lot of the people who would visit this idiot site, their doctor is not gonna be a doctor. It's gonna be an ND, not an MD.
Well, here's the thing. Why is their Miranda warning almost the same color as the background? It's a few shades off, but I mean, it's still like if you're not looking for it, like if you're not actually looking.
That's because if you show it because it's full of negativity, it would cause an emotional trigger, and you might get pain in your toe.
Hey, click on disclaimer. Click on disclaimer.
No, we already read that, and it's fucking hilarious.
You did? Yeah, okay. I was making sure that y'all saw that because I was just skimming through it, and it's pretty funny at just a skim.
Quite the opposite. Meta health professionals want to cooperate and help conventional healthcare to become more effective at substantial, looking at the individual. Because as we all know, conventional medicine never looks at the individual. In fact, what the doctors will do in conventional medicine is they will meet 4 people at the time and then treat all of them based on like a combined average symptom.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I mean, that's what you do, Rhetoric&Discourse, isn't it?
Yep, that's how I do with all my patients.
At the time and
just stick them all in the same room.
Yep.
And then just treat them all the same because no point in individualizing treatment at all.
Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! All right, so you need to go up to the top where it says community, right? Go to community tab. Go to Barcelona Spirit of We Convention. Then I need you to scroll down until you see the people sitting on the yoga mats. The first one, right there. Stop. Meta Health Methodology: Decoding the Matrix of Conflict. Workshop: Develop the Future of Meta Health. The first bullet point: implying the science of meta health. They're just going to imply science. Then redefining the goals.
This almost feels like a Freudian slip.
Right. But it goes on.
Why is there a picture of a beer brewing? Oh, because that's the okay. That makes sense. It's it's their Barcelona beer company.
Oh, okay.
It's what they were doing in the evening. That makes sense. I was just confused because I saw the top of it. I was like, wait, those are for brewing beer.
Now, here's why I wanted you to go to this. So the first bullet point is implying the science of meta health. Then it says redefining the goal, steps, and way to work in meta health, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't matter. The next one is how to use the language in meta health. They're going to teach you how to sell this bullshit. Then the next bullet point is discussion how to break down the methodology and how to teach it. You won't even fucking know half of the shit or be able to remember half of it in this little workshop they're giving to be able to teach it. And this is a 1-day workshop. You know, kind of like farming for fake degrees. Then there's going to be a discussion. What documentation format can be adequate to collect cases valuable for meta health research? They're going to discuss how to write down and document what can be considered the science that they're implying. So this whole, what is this workshop? It feels like a scam. And this probably isn't cheap.
Yoga
And it's
pants.
happening in October. So let's see. Let's book now. Let's go.
It's probably fucking expensive.
Booking packages. They don't even say how much it is. They just give you.
Yeah,
you
it
have
is.
to email. How much
If
is
you
it?
scroll down, it.
Euros. Right? Isn't that euros?
Let's see. The minimum. Well, just for the convention alone, it's 320 euros, which is
a lot of euros.
that's 300 and almost $400.
Okay. Now you can assume that most of these people aren't going to be doing that. We're not going to sit here and calculate out how much all of this is. But
Well, that's also only for convention attendees. That just means you can go there.
Yeah. It doesn't mean you're staying in one of the resorts or anything like that.
Yeah, you would still have to book that on top of it.
So it's 3.5 days, which means you'd have to do that for. I wonder if this covers every day. I'm pretty sure.
I think it covers every day.
Yeah, I would assume. But does this cover every day? Is this? Let's go to. Oh no, that's for attending. All right, so yeah. I don't know, and this actually isn't. This doesn't seem like a terrible deal. It feels like you'd spend less just trying to go on vacation, though.
Well, you also probably have more fun just going on a vacation because you wouldn't be having to listen to this bullshit.
Yeah, you'll be confined to a convention room probably.
Wait, go back because I think you misread some of those. Oh, here it is. Like all those prices are per person.
Yes.
Yeah. So if
that's a lot of money.
Assume
that is a lot of money. Yes.
Like even for the big one, it's like what is that? 1,100 E's.
Euros.
Whatever. It's a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
For 3 days? That's no.
Well, it's including a hotel room for 2 people, and free breakfast, buffet, lunch, and coffee breaks.
And if you can,
no pre-booked dinners for the freedom of discovering Barcelona. I mean, sure, Barcelona is nice, but like, I don't really need like freedom to discover it. Like, it's not an uncharted land. Like, I don't need I can look it up where the good restaurants are.
Honestly, just take a vacation to Barcelona and screw this nonsense.
Barcelona's nice. There's a bunch of cool shit to look at.
That's what made me want to look at it. I was like, oh, Barcelona, let's see what they had to do that. And it was just like, you should have just taken a regular vacation.
Yeah, just vacation in Barcelona and you do great.
Dude, I wonder if there's any difference. Ooh, courses and events?
I want to know about the sex thing.
Yeah,
the sex thing.
Yeah, we got a whole sex thing to read.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Wait, what? Autoimmunity, a condition of evolutionary self-love. That's the most baffling sentence I've read in a long time. I'm not fucking reading that. You'll never get through that.
Too much?
Uterine fibroids and social values, because those two things are connected. Break free. Oh, I love that this is under the love, sex, and relationship section. Break free from child abuse and trafficking.
So which one are we going to read?
Well, I think these are all like either videos or like really long articles.
Yeah, they're really long articles. I clicked on the baby's birth, relationships, and love, and it is,
Yeah.
my God.
Wait, that page is your god? That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it's my God.
Oh, there. If you just click on mental health, we get what is mental health. So apparently, that's fucking weird. You can have a drop-down menu, and then have the thing at the top of the menu be a site in itself. That's not how you create a website.
That's how they create a website.
Oh, bro, science and research and science. Okay, where you at? What is my? Okay, gotcha. I see you.
Well, let's find out what the fuck it is. We should probably have started with this. Mental health is science, practice, and art of body, mind, social health, whatever the fuck that is, with a focus on how specific stress triggers, emotions, and beliefs affect symptoms. Mental health is based on integrative medicine and prevention, and is practiced by all types of health professionals interested in precise and effective body-mind social diagnosis and therapy. Mental health professionals are doctors. No, they're not. Naturopath, psychologists. No, they're not. Nurses, I hope fucking not. Therapists, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, therapist. That's such a nice and broad category. Counselors and healthcare providers. Pretty sure healthcare providers. You can just write that. Doctors and nurses are gonna fall, and psychologists are gonna fall under that. That's what it means to be like a healthcare provider.
I think in the States it's a lot broader. That's
Well,
probably where
I know that, but like you could still like just say healthcare providers, and you would have covered all of those things.
That's true, but saying healthcare provider makes you seem like you're serious. You're providing health after all.
Yeah, but saying naturopath that kind of negates that.
for every one piece
How
of
true.
woo, like you got to put one piece of woo in there and then balance it out with one piece of like an actual title. Or
You have to balance your woo chi.
Yeah.
Your
the feng shui of this website is off.
Oh, we need to do a feng shui site if there is.
Yeah, we do.
At some point, that could be fun.
Fucking feng shui.
I agree. I would like that.
Things for us to find.
Hey, Smelly wants to read some more bullet points.
Yay! Which bullet points? Oh, the long ones.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. We're gonna power through this. I can't do it. All right. So meta health is about the interconnectedness of body, mind, social. Hey, they kind of use.
No, that's a different thing than body mind.
Yes, and the art of self-healing. All right. Bullet point 2. Oh, God. To be meta-healthy means you are aware of the body's intelligence, your stress triggers, emotions, and beliefs affecting your organ symptoms, and you take conscious actions for self-healing and personal growth.
Giggity.
And moving on finally and swiftly.
11-year-old who's just discovered a porn site.
Every time we say self-healing, or I have to read it, I think of
Healing.
Self-healing.
love. Yes, self-healing.
Wow.
All right. So let's hit this last one and move right the fuck on. Meta healing, or to meta heal yourself. Oh.
Okay, you didn't have to say that. we understood
No,
what
you
you meant
didn't. It's
for
the
the time.
multidimensional transformation process. It's a
what?
multidimensional transformation process, goddammit. And you
What?
will go through. You will go through it to achieve mind, body, social, or meta health.
Uh,
That doesn't explain jack shit.
Nope, it doesn't tell me anything. It makes me wet. Okay, so they're about to tell us. They're about to tell us why meta health. Maybe we can figure out what it is by why it is. This rabbit hole never ends.
Rhetoric&Discourse, it's your turn.
meta health looks at the big picture. Meta point of view.
That's not what meta means.
Meta
Okay.
Of illness and health, and provides you with answers to the most important questions you might have. Okay, like, how many of these questions do you think are exactly the same question?
Well, let's find out.
All right. Why am I sick? What has triggered my symptoms?
That's kind of the same, but not entirely the same.
Which specific stress and emotions affect my symptoms?
That's kind of covered by the two previous.
Which specific belief and thought patterns do I need to review?
I'm not even sure what that means.
I don't know. What can I do to heal naturally? And which treatments work best for my type of illness? And do lifestyle changes help me heal myself?
Also, would I like to have less money?
Yeah. Would I like my wallet to be empty more often?
Well, I've looked at your meta health analysis, and I've concluded that the reason why you hurt is because why you have lower back pain is because your wallet is very, very heavy. So what you need to do is take some of the what we need to do is do a moneyectomy and remove some of that money. Now it's a 4-hour operation to remove the money, and we will be making an insertion into your credit card, into your bank account through your credit card.
Extracting all the money that we can, and then suturing it with a bill.
Yes.
So the thing that I think is kind of funny about all of this is if you look at these questions, they could all be asked to your GP, like your regular physician. With a few changes, we can make these appropriate questions for your regular doctor.
Why am I sick? Basic, perfectly. What has triggered the symptoms? Works. That's basically just what has caused the symptoms. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What specific stress and emotions affect my symptoms? I mean, unless
stress could be, you need to eliminate emotions because a doctor doesn't care about your emotions.
Maybe well, they do. No, and a doctor will care about your emotions if they're relevant.
Yeah, if they're relevant, but that's not a general thing that they ask. They're not a fucking psychiatrist.
If I break my leg, my emotions don't matter. Like, what matters
is... How do you feel about your leg being broken? How does it make you feel?
That doctor's going to reset your leg no matter...
How does that make you
feel? Reset it no matter how sad you are. He does not give a shit.
I'm really sad that I got hit by that car, doctor. Well, too bad. I'm going to put it back in place anyway.
That you can't be sad. As long as you're sad, we can put your leg back together.
See, now, the next
but
one...
I'm bleeding out. We'll have to stop being sad.
Well, the next one is kind of, the belief... Maybe, but the thought patterns, like being positive can help you get, better as long as, there's parameters and provisos and all that shit. You're not going off your medicine or trying to self-heal with juice, like orange juice for a flu. That don't work.
Hey, if Donald Trump converted to Judaism, would he be orange juice?
That's funny. Okay, so moving on. Surely you have asked yourself these questions many times. You've done it. Surely you've done it.
Yeah, all the time.
By consulting. I love this part. Get answers by consulting a meta health professional. Now they implore us to go check out the basic principles of meta health. You know, the thing that didn't explain anything, and said this again. Like it's the same thing twice.
Ooh, I want to know that there's an organization behind it apparently called the Medicine Association, International Medicine Association. They apparently have some code of practice,
Hey.
which is long as fuck. So forget that.
I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna have to go here in a minute because I did not realize what time it is, and I have to go to work early today.
Well, hopefully you leaving won't cause us some horrible disease from our emotions.
Guys, I just want to tell you, life goes on. It does. It may not seem like it's going to, but that's just because it's fresh. Once time goes by, you'll move on.
Yeah. You'll move on, right in front of a car.
Or in front of a city bus. I will attend your funeral. I won't be sad, but I will be there.
I won't be sad because I will be moving on.
God damn it, you took my joke.
Sorry. Well, let's I'm gonna go get another beer. Find a page that we can actually read where it's not like 10 millions.
Yeah, you thought. See, that's what you get for putting off fucking inventory before you went on holiday. You just thought we weren't gonna do it without you. we need you. We need you, R&D. You can't just
apparently
get out of this.
Apparently,
I'm about to get out of it.
You're about to
But
move on.
that's only because I have to go to work. Now, if I didn't have to go to work, I would be enduring it, but I can't because money is important in the United States. You know this.
Oh, they have a thing on autism.
Oh, great. Where is it?
Oh, that's where we need to go. A whole load of depression. Let's depress ourselves.
Autism and the gut-brain immune axis.
Wait, where should I go?
It was under research and science on the top. Oh, I'm on the healthy one. Yeah. Research and science, and then you go down a little bit, and there's one that's called autism. There it is. Autism and the gut-brain immune axes.
And this is long.
It is long. It's got pretty pictures, though. It's got pretty pictures with male and female signs on it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear how this holds up to real life.
Yeah. One of the hottest health topics is the increase of ASD, autism spectrum disorder, a broad range of neurological, social, and physiological symptoms.
Wait, physiological?
Physiological.
Yeah, no, I thought it was only like brain. What physical symptoms?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I suppose your brain is physical.
Well, okay, that's true, but like autism, it's neurological and social.
Yeah.
It's
there are no physical
developmental
signs.
disorder.
Yeah, there are no. I mean, besides brain stuff, there are no physical signs of it.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So yeah.
Actually, my best friend's son has autism, like pretty badly. But so that he can interact with people, but he's really, really, really weird.
Yeah.
I hate to say it like that, but that's the only way I can convey.
But
he's very awkward. He's awkward. There you go. That's a better word for it. He's
because he has social problems. That's
like very
incredibly
common.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
Like he speaks way too proper for a 2.5, 3-year-old kid. Like there's something in that kid's head. Like he is way too smart. But he has autism. Fun. And my friend at first thought it was because of vaccines and shit. Like he was an anti-vaxxer, and then he started to look into it.
And he realized
now they have him
that's
like in a school for kids. Well, now they have him like in a school for kids that have autism, so he's around more people that he's like, and he's got more social skills. So, but they stopped believing in all that shit because he had already had his vaccines, of course. Vaccines cause autism. They gave him the vaccines. They thought vaccine caused autism.
I hate that argument. it's so stupid because
yeah, it's an
even
argument.
if
It's an
even
argument
if
that falls in on itself. It's
but
never resolved.
even if you say that it's true that yes, there is like a slight increase in the amount of in your risk of autism by getting vaccinated, which there fucking isn't. I would much rather
that's what I'm
have
saying.
a kid that's autistic than one that's dead or blinded or like had like deaf from measles.
Yeah, polio.
Yeah, exactly.
Polio is not a good thing to live
Yeah, like autism. That's thinking differently. That's being different, but it's not like you're gonna live a perfectly happy life.
Yeah, and it's a huge fucking spectrum. So technically, I mean, at some point, it's gonna be like everybody's autistic. You know?
Well, no, it's not.
No, hyperbole.
I know.
Hyperbole. Like, you know, everybody was gluten intolerant whenever gluten-free became hype. Everybody was gluten intolerant, you know? That's what I mean. Like, it's going to turn into
all the actual
fad.
gluten intolerant people with celiac disease were very happy because it meant there was suddenly a lot more food for them. No, seriously. Like,
that's true. No,
hey, I'm not going to argue with that result. That's a fucking damn good point.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
But on the other side, you do have people that were just saying it to say it because it was trendy, you know. And it's like,
I love them.
At what point? I'm just saying, like, at what point is saying you have autism going to be trendy? Like, that's what I meant. Like, what? If everything is autism, then nothing is not autism.
It's not autism. It's usually like the ones like the trendy medical illnesses. Are like OCD and depression.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Especially OCD. Like everyone and your mom thinks they have OCD, when in reality, no. You just like things to be proper, proper certain.
They're just nitpicky.
Yeah, you're just nitpicky, or like things to be consistent or something. Like OCD is like inhabilitating, where it fucks up your life that you have to constantly check things or have things a certain way.
Yeah, and OCD comes in many, many different ways.
Yeah, and it's not like it's OCD isn't you're so quirky with you're always having your pencils and always using red pencils, blah blah. No.
You never wear matching socks.
You're so quirky. No, it's an inhabilitating illness. There's nothing wrong. Like, I hate how like a lot of popular TV has sort of romanticized both OCD and to some extent also depression. It's fucking weird. Like they're illnesses. They're horrible things. They're not.
Well, I mean, before that long before we romanticized anything modern day, there was a whole play written about romanticizing somebody that was quote unquote by the parameters set in the play hideous, you know, with Phantom of the Opera. I mean, we've been trying to romanticize shit that shouldn't logically be romanticized for a long ass time. It's never going to stop. It's just what's going to be the next thing, you know?
Yeah.
It went from hideous deformities, again, by the parameters set in the play, to saying it's cool that you have depression. And you're right. It's kind of sad. It's kind of really sad. But now I'm just wondering what's the next step to be in. You know, there was a show called Parenthood that was on NBC, and the main kid, I think the kid's name was Max. He had autism. But his was like, don't touch me, very, you know, your typical thought of what an autistic kid would be. And I thought that was, you know, brave for the show at the time, because it was when all that shit was
showing the actual reality.
Exactly. To whatever degree they could for a scripted television show. But it was just, you know, at what point is that one little property that did it kind of well gonna lead way to somebody who's gonna, like I said a second ago, like steamroll the shit out of it and make it seem like it's cool to have this shit.
Or even worse, that it's something to be made fun of.
Yeah. You know, autistic kids, the ones that have it to the fairly severe degree, already have trouble in social
Yeah,
situations.
they already
and
have
they're gonna-
enough problems. They don't need you to be an asshole.
Yeah, they don't need you creating. Like you said, you don't need to. We don't need no more assholes. Oh, he's autistic. Let's fuck with him. That TV show taught me that it's cool to do that. God, do I sound like a parent in the '90s right now?
No, you sound
Mortal
like
Kombat. Mortal Kombat's gonna corrupt my little baby.
well, I was gonna say you sound like a reasonable, like not asshole person, but fair enough.
Yeah, I think promoting like not being an asshole with people who have,
That's not a '90s thing.
yeah, that's actually
no, just the way that
like 90s thing would have been like, yeah, call all your friends gay because that's cool.
So
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll have to concede that.
When you going, Smelly? Just like out of curiosity, like so you don't.
Yeah, you said you were going like half an hour ago.
Yeah, what?
Oh no, here's the thing. I'm still getting ready for work, so I'm not being not productive. I forgot that I have Bluetooth headphones in, so I can just carry on wherever I go.
I mean, not really, because that sentence barely made sense.
Yeah, everything you broke up for it. I think we got. Anyways, I'm gonna read here. Huge need for structure and rituals, and often repetitive actions, like when objects are lined up in a straight order. That's what lined up means. And broken routines cause much distress. This seems to reflect overwhelm and an inner chaos with one's aims to escape. That's a really weird sentence.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, but it's like I kind of think I know what symptom they're referring to.
I think we're losing Smelly.
Either that or he's next to a helicopter. Oh no, Smelly has been adopted by the robots.
Skynet has finally taken over.
I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Here, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna finish like drying my hands and shit. I'm about to get my screen wet.
That sounds dirty, getting your screen wet. That sounds like a euphemism for saying you're going to watch porn.
On his phone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what
Social signals, such as a smile or twinkle, are not recognized. And limits are not set.
A twinkle?
I don't know.
A twinkle.
I don't know what the fuck they mean by that. I'm assuming it's like a twinkle in your eye, whatever the fuck that actually is.
I guess.
Avoidance of eye contact is typical, so that may trigger unpleasant feelings. I mean,
avoidance of eye contact is typical, so that may trigger. So avoiding eye contact may trigger.
Well, no, I mean, if you force them to have eye contact, that
is that what do they say? It's a terrible sentence, is what.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what they mean. Like, I'm assuming that, like, are they saying that the kid avoiding eye contact, it triggers unpleasant feelings in themselves? Because no, they do it to avoid an unpleasant feeling.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm super confused.
That sentence doesn't make sense. The speech function can be disrupted. That's a weird sentence.
You're full of a lot of weird sentences, person.
Yeah.
Decided to write
that sentence. That sentence sounded more like a way to describe like a function on an iPhone.
Yeah, it really does. Like, oh no, the speech function on my phone has broken. Like, yeah.
I need to restart my shitty computer in my fucking pocket.
Oh no, the speech function in my child is disrupted. I need to turn them off and on again. Some delay.
Hey, my child's not working. Have you made sure that he's on today, ma'am? Yeah. Is it plugged in?
I'm calling from Microsoft technical support. I'm calling because your child has a virus.
Oh.
I am Tim with technical support. I'm calling from United States. With Microsoft tech support.
I'm calling from the US of United States.
Oh gosh.
This from the late development to complete muteness. What is meant? I don't think muteness is the correct word here. Wouldn't it be nonverbal?
Yeah, probably nonverbal.
I think muteness refers to the fact like
And it's
your
an ability, I think.
yeah, that's like a physical thing that makes you unable to speak.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a neurological reason you can't speak.
Yeah. What is meant here is that the social function of speech. Whining and screaming is usually not impeded. That's a fucked up way of putting it. However, there are many people with autism with no speech malfunctions whatsoever.
Current generation of autism doesn't have speech malfunctions.
Yeah, they patched that in
All
the
their
latest
drivers
update.
are installed. Yeah, all their drivers are installed and up to date. They have no. Hey, we found that there's no compatibility issues between it and NVIDIA, so it works fine.
Goodness gracious.
But I'm gonna say that what is meant here is social function of speech. Whining and screaming is usually not impeded. Like whining and screaming are social functions of there are social functions to doing those. Those are under social functions of speech. They're a type of noise making. Like it's a weird distinction to make. I understand what they mean, but it just seems a weird distinction.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of things.
But so far, they're just describing the symptoms of autism in a really weird way.
Yeah, like the most. Yeah, I don't know why you chose to do
nonsensical
this.
way ever.
Honestly, you could have just taken like the definitions out of a fucking Wikipedia, and you would have been fine. There's no reason to make it this complicated.
Thank you, Ansel. Have you tried editing your child's ini file? Child.exe has stopped functioning.
Oh my god, who said that? Who said that?
Which one of them?
Ansel, in the comment section.
Thank you. That was fucking awesome. I was muted, but that was great.
Would you like to send a report?
We've detected a crash on your computer.
You need to open up that control panel, get into your device manager. Maybe you need to figure out what the fuck is going on.
It's the blue screen of autism.
It's got a sideways frowny face. Why is that so funny? It's not even funny. It's stupid. Oh my god.
Oh
shit. Driver error, just script all over the page. You're fucked.
Windows had detected you. You tried to insert some new vaccines into the system.
Insert a new boot drive. Can't even get into the BIOS.
Oh no!
You got no CPU. Fucking hell.
I need to update my child and give him more RAM.
I need to overclock the shit out of it.
No, as they grow, they get better specs. So he's almost 10 now. He's now up to a full 8 gigabytes of RAM.
Well, hey, in this little scenario we're setting up, would we say that a child with autism has hit the Silicon Valley lottery, or would we say that it lost the Silicon lottery?
I would just say that they're.
Are we all up to speed with one another with what that means?
I would say that it's a user error where a person in a lot of cases, it's like trying to use a computer designed specifically for very specific tasks as a more general PC. But I'm sure R&D will have reservations to that description.
But he uses Mac. He uses Mac. His opinion is rendered moot. No, he doesn't get an opinion. The day you go PC, we'll start listening to you.
I was thinking more of the fact that the person here who actually works with autistic children.
I know, the one who works in the field of autism. You're like, no, all of that is irrelevant in this conversation because you use fucking Mac.
Well, we were talking about computers.
Oh god.
So you want to hear something kind of funny? All right, so even though I know that you can't,
you're breaking up. Your speech function has become disrupted.
Oh my god, I need to, dude. Fuck.
Have you tried to?
Maybe I should go Mac. Maybe I should go Mac.
I don't know. I'm not the one who's going robot on here, so you can bitch about my Mac all you want. But I haven't lost.
You know what? Fuck your Mac. Now, so how much of this website is even left? I want to cover.
I mean, as much as we want it to be left.
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot. There's a lot of.
Yeah, at any point we can give up and just say fuck it and go do something else with our lives.
Yeah. Anyways, you wanna who wants to read?
Smelly, can you still read? Or are you done reading?
I have to be done reading, sir. I'm sorry.
All right.
I
think it's my turn then. Hearing. Yes.
You're the last hope for
Earth. Hearing is often hypersensitive in those with autism. Noise and background sounds cannot be filtered out adequately, which leads to generally elevated stress levels and to challenges with concentration and focus on interaction with others.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna entirely disagree with that one. Compulsive behaviors.
That's one of the things that autism shares with ADHD.
Yes. Compulsive behavior like headbanging and hand flapping. #hand flapping.
Yeah, they spelled it wrong. There's not supposed to be an L there.
You have one too many L's in your spelling. As well as aggressive behavior against self and others. Hint at pain and overwhelm. What?
Also true.
Hint at pain and overwhelm.
I'm not sure what the last thing means, but like head banging and hand flapping and aggressive, like
yeah, those are common. I don't know what the last part just confused me.
Yeah.
Okay. Introversion and reclusion could be caused by previously identified factors, or it could be a typical personality trait. Well, that's helpful.
It could be this, but it could also be this. We don't know. I'm gonna say that you can't separate like the autism and the person. Like it's part of their personality. So it's like whether or not they would have like had it if they didn't have autism, which is a weird thing because then they wouldn't be them.
They wouldn't be the same person.
They wouldn't be the same person. So like a typical personality trait, like no, like it's part of the package.
Yeah.
It's part of like one of the symptoms that is the reason why we describe them as having autism. It's a really weird way of. Oh, great. Here comes the romanticization.
Ah.
I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, you read it since you're already laughing your ass off about it.
Okay. High functional people with autism, they're not actually high functional. I don't think no. Can have extraordinary memory and mathematical talents, savants, which is a very, very small subset of them. Like photographic memory, which is not a thing. It's called eidetic memory. There's no such thing as photographic memory. Even people with like super good memory fall prey to the same memory rewriting as everyone else. Like they make the same general mistakes as people with normal memory. They're just like better at remembering.
Are you sure it's not because their chakras are aligned, bruh?
They're fucking indigo kids.
Oh yeah, they're indigos. That's right.
Yeah. Derek Paravisa blah 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 plays piano music just by memory. Okay, that's not impressive. Plenty of pianists do that. Like
plenty of penises do that. Plenty of them.
Pianists.
Yeah, I know. I know what you said.
Oh, the penis.
Stephen Wiltshire paints whole cities after just after just a short overview. I remember seeing a program about him. What he's to do. That's fucking amazing.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
here's the comes the sentence I laughed at it. Many exceptional scientists, like as Albert Einstein, Sheldon Cooper, yes, a fictional character.
Wait,
a TV character.
Yes.
What?
From the nerd minstrel show called The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, the show that's entirely not funny if you remove the laugh track.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
it's
actually
funny
nerdy.
with the laugh track. I don't know what you're talking about.
And it isn't actually nerdy. It's just like it just makes this is a thing.
Here's a reference.
Here's a mention. I mentioned the scientist.
Oh.
I mentioned the scientist. Here's a joke that's unrelated.
There's actually one really good joke in that. There's this one time, and I only know this one joke that Sheldon Cooper was dressed as the. Oh shoot! What is that? That effect when like sound waves are getting close to you, and then the Doppler effect. He's dressed as the Doppler effect, and he's got a bunch of lines on him that get closer and closer together as they get closer to him, and then they get closer to the middle of him. That's like the only clever thing about it. Is like, okay, that was actually a clever costume.
I mean, that's kind of a clever joke.
If you don't explain it to people, you're just like, hey, what am I dressed as? It's like, yeah, that's not bad. I'll take that one. That's it. Like, that's the only clever joke.
And there's a bunch of other names have been gifted a brain function inside the autism spectrum. Asperger. What?
Gifted a brain functioning inside of autistic spectrum.
Okay, I'm gonna say Albert Einstein. No, because he was never diagnosed. He lived before, like.
Yeah. I don't know any of these people. I hear this all the time because people are stupid and they think that if they read the description of symptoms on WebMD or Wikipedia that they can then diagnose any historical figure with anything. And I hate that because it happens all the goddamn time, especially with autism, where you hear like, oh, autism, like Albert Einstein may have had autism because he had all these weird quirks, and it's one of those things that. Weird quirks don't make you have autism.
No, it just means you have a weird quirk.
Yeah, it just means you're weird. Sometimes people are
he wore a shoe on his head. He wore a shoe on his head because it looked cool. Now he's got autism.
Yeah.
That's what causes autism, putting shoes on your head.
Yeah. Like, yeah. So there's it's happened. Like I've heard it about lots of people. I've heard about fucking Mozart and stuff too. Because he was so talented as a composer, like he probably had autism.
People are never just talented.
Like he could have been really fucking good at what he did.
Yeah, he
had a wealthy enough family to fucking learn this shit and get the opportunity he needed.
No, all people who are very very talented at something have to have autism.
Yeah, no, they do. Because Rain Man.
That's the first law of physics. The first law of physics is if you're good at something, autism.
If you're good at the law goes like this. There's if you're good at something, you have autism. That's the first law. The second law is the first law of thermodynamics.
Well, what about the inverse square law of autism, where the closer you get to being the best at something, the further you are from not having autism.
Really, really, really stupid rednecks, like, they don't have autism. They can't. They're not good at anything. They're really stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why there's no autism in the South.
Being really stupid is a condition of autism, Micro. You're not being inclusive.
Oh god.
Wait, so it's like this weird like curve where like either if you really got something you or have autism, or if you really like have a lot of troubles, you have autism, and then there's like in between.
Well, it's all autism. It's all autism. All of it. If you're in the middle, it's like you have in the middle autism. It's autism where you're not good at or bad at anything.
Yep. Seems about right.
There's like one average person called Billy or something somewhere that's he's the only person who doesn't have autism, which means he's no longer average in that regard, and the whole thing falls apart. Oh, great! Now we get wait, epileptic seizures can appear. That's not a symptom of autism.
No,
That's
I mean it can.
It's a comorbidity.
They're entirely separate.
Am I right in assuming that there is an increase in the number of people, like in the incidence of epilepsy among people with autism?
No, there's a higher instance of seizure, not necessarily epileptic.
Okay, but there is like it is a comorbidity.
Yeah. That's why epileptic seizures is just that's dumb. No.
Yeah, because epileptic seizures is like a specific thing.
Yeah, it's a very specific kind of seizure disorder.
Yeah.
There's lots of different seizure disorders.
Yeah.
So
but no, man, it's seizures. It has to be epilepsy because that's the only one I know.
Yeah, because that's the only one that people ever know about is epilepsy. Because I mean, you get exposed to it the most. Like, warning: if you have epilepsy, don't watch my crappy YouTube video because Pikachu. So
that okay. I have to read the comment. Autism is simply the absence. Sorry, autism is simply the absence of not having autism.
Yep.
Typical organ symptoms are abdominal pain and indigestion.
What?
No. And the distraught gut microbiome. Full functions of defecation can be impaired. 10. Fecal smearing can appear.
I mean, it can when you put it like.
I mean, that's
it's not related.
It's not like also that like it's not a specific symptom of autism.
No. Like that. They keep saying all these like it can. It's like yes, epilepsy can appear. Like it's not like they're mutually exclusive from each other, but they're not connected to each other.
And in the microbiome thing, they're putting the horse. They're putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean,
hey guys, I gotta go.
See ya.
I'll talk to you guys later. Sorry, that was abrupt. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you, but I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Good luck at work.
I mean, there is, if I remember correctly, that it has been some research. I mean. Because research has shown that like your microbiome and what you eat like in combination with your gut microbiome, which is should actually be microbiota. Microbiome refers to the genetics you find there. The actual word like for the species living there are microbiota. Just fuck that up all the time. But there is a connection between like your gut, the bacteria living in your gut, and your brain. Like it does affect things. So there probably is like something in it that can affect autism because there are environmental factors that leads to autism. But like here they're making it out to be like a symptom of it, a part of it. No, like it can be. It might potentially, we don't have enough research to show this because biome stuff is super complicated, and like it's so complicated like that people can't sift through the data themselves. They have like these super advanced like machine learning things to actually just figure out what the fuck is going on. It's a super interesting field, but holy shit, does it take a lot of computing power.
Oh, I bet it does. Okay. So let's see. We got Number past 10.
Number past 10. They couldn't count to more than 10.
Oh, they just stop.
11 doesn't exist.
So the intelligence is not generally restricted, but the social perception and ability to interact are impaired or low prioritized.
That's a weird way of putting it.
Everything is, you phrase everything so weird.
Don't prioritize like it's a choice. The kids, or adults, not just the kids, but like people with autism, like it's a choice they make to not prioritize their social perception.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's not a thing. Like you don't prioritize your social perception and ability.
I could put 100% of my social ability into this conversation, but it's like dice rolls. It's like it's like charisma. You only have so many points to give around, so you just don't prioritize in charisma.
Yeah, you don't like.
Fucking got it.
Autistic people have 2 in charisma. Oh,
yeah. I mean, they just didn't prioritize enough points into charisma, and they prioritized more into intelligence and social awkwardness. I don't know what the other. I don't remember the other categories of D&D. Sorry.
Strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, and
oh fuck! I always forget wisdom. Might be agility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe if you prioritized fucking charisma, you wouldn't have this problem during character creation.
Yeah.
Obviously. The symptomatic characteristics often start spontaneously in childhood, and there have been it's spontaneously. Like 1 second you're talking just like a normal person, and the next instantly autism.
Yeah, they aren't actually there from the beginning and become more and more noticeable that as the child is expected to behave more and more advanced in social context as they grow up. You know, like children do.
Yeah, it's not like we do this. No, it's not like we expect people to be social as they get older and not expect them to be social when they're 2 months.
The autism goblin sneaks into a child's bedroom one night and bang, they have autism.
Yeah, that's more or less it. I mean, there have been reported cases of a kid just stopping eye contact mid-sentence and just that's when it happens spontaneously, just bam. It gets better. And
we forgot. I think we forgot Constitution. Isn't it also? I think that's a stat too.
Strength, intelligence, dexterity is agility. Charisma, fortitude, wisdom.
That's the same.
All right. So, sorry. Next sentence, not next sentence. The end of this sentence is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been cases where it disappeared completely after several weeks.
Bull hockey.
Hey, they have sources for those.
Yeah, I'm going down to check them.
Those times that autism was cured.
Yeah, because you can cure something that's not a disease but a disorder.
Oh goodness gracious. What was that one? Oh god. Autistic regression. Rapid and spontaneous recovery and autistic disorder. Is that actual journal? Oh goodness.
Well, let's see.
Are you an actual journal? I
want to know the impact factor of the Indian Journal of Psychiatry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we do that. Yeah, it happens like a stroke. Like how someone will suddenly start slurring. Yeah, like with autism, they suddenly stop talking in the middle of a sentence and just start screaming. Sounds about right. That sounds about right. Indian Journal. Oh, it's the Indian Journal. I thought it was the Indiana Journal.
Yeah, that's definitely a journal I will trust with an impact factor of 0.81.
Can you show us like a legitimate journal's impact factor?
Sure.
For comparison's sake. I caught autism, but I didn't like it, so after using it a bit, I left it in the PC and never put it on my team again.
This is Cell. Let's take one that's more within the field.
I don't know any journals in psychology. I know the
probably should.
I probably should. The only one I know is the applied behavioral one, which I can't even remember the name of. I forget what that journal's called. I should know it. Because you know, I hope to one day get published in it.
Yeah. So it's not a terribly high impact factor, even within the field.
Wow.
I mean, like the impact factor of any journal goes down as you as the field becomes more and more specific.
Well, that's a journal I'd like to read.
Yeah,
that would be interesting to figure this out. I'm just impressed that it made it into a journal.
Well, that's not really that impressive. You can get a lot of shit into journals.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like cited by other articles in PMC. Spontaneous recovery in autumn spectacles is a myth? Question mark.
Oh goodness.
I'm gonna say that they probably had something else that seems more likely.
Like it was more of a case of misdiagnosis.
Yeah, that seems more likely.
Well, let's see. I want to read the
pathological case. There's no pathology. There's no pathology in autism. A pathology means that you can literally go in and see there's something wrong with the cells. I'm pretty sure that unless I'm remembering what the fuck pathology means.
A branch of medicine concerned with diseases.
The medical provides microscopy and other laboratory services. Cytology, histology, yeah. I don't think pathology is really the right word to use here.
Probably not. I want to before the show ends. I want to read this chart. This chart looks amazing.
Well, we probably have to read the thing before.
So the Psychological Foundation, Dr. Reich.
I suppose all that psychology that has nothing to do with biology.
Yeah, Dr. Reich Hammer observed in introverted, secluded patients a constellation of several recurring conflict themes in social areas, which shows in the brain as marked spots, hammer foci, in the area of the fissures. Oh my god, I can't read half of these words. Fissura sylvi and insula. He named the inner part of the cerebral cortex the territorial area and assigned them special features. Conflict constellations here move the influence of stressors from the physical organ system towards the drastic perceptual and behavioral changes, i.e. psychological symptoms, to which belongs even depressive and manic states that can be altered depending on the current conflict weight.
That's just fucking nonsense.
I don't know if reading that actually...
That's not how the fucking brain is set up.
Yeah, that didn't actually help clear up this picture at all.
That just made it more confusing. Okay, let's see the picture.
Personality introvert. So I guess it's just the brain of an
I'm assuming it's the brain, and for some reason they had decided that the two brain hemisphere are different sexes.
They're gendered. We have gendered brain parts because reasons. So on the lady bits of the brain, I don't know what else to call it. Honestly, communication and role challenged. So yes, lady bits of the brain have speech center, larynx muscles, and larynx mucus.
Because
What's that?
that's their like slime layer, mucus layer.
Okay. It's also where we have stress, loss of voice, relief with a dry cough. We have estrogen release reduced by stress impact equals manic. Self-centered means stress relief equals expressive. What?
Wait, estrogen released, induced. Okay, your brain doesn't produce estrogen.
But it's where it gets released.
No, it's not.
I mean, I'm just, this is their fucking thing.
No, for fuck's sake, your brain produces the releasing hormones that flow out into your body and causes your sex organs to make estrogen.
No, it's all in your brain, micro.
That's not how a brain fucking works.
It's also why if you release too much estrogen, you become manic.
That's not sexist at all.
For all you ladies out there, this is why you become manic.
All the manic ladies.
Oh goodness gracious! On the boy bits of the brain.
I think this may be a reference to the bullshit idea that like one brain half hemisphere is male and the other one is female.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think so too. So the stresses that you have are incontinence or indigestion, and you have relief with inflammation.
That doesn't sound very much like a release.
Yeah, I don't know why the release sound as awful as their actual stresses do.
Well, also inflammation can be a cause of both of those.
Yeah. It's I guess part of your digestive gland ducts or bladder urine tract left.
I love that those things are like lumped together. Like they're one thing.
It's all one thing. Like
they are these the kind of the same people who think that like when you drink water, like it's convexly connected to your bladder?
Yes. That's exactly how that works. Makes perfect sense. It's why if you drink water while you're peeing, you can just perpetually pee.
Yeah, there's no kidneys in.
No, there's nothing in the way. It's just a straight shot.
This is like yeah, your urethra is just attached to your colon.
Yeah, no, you just pee it all out. It's like get a 2-gallon bottle of water. You can sit there and pee all day long if you want to, never having to stop. All right, and then your right side of your brain with the male bits also has testosterone release reduced by stress impact, which equals depressive, sulky, or hurt feelings, and the relief is that you're focused.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, what's also confusing is like even if you ignore the fact that estrogen and testosterone aren't made or released in the brain, they're released in your sex organs, in your glands like or your testicles.
And your actual male bits and lady bits.
Yeah. Even if you ignore that, like the thing that makes the part of your brain, which is the what's it called? Pituitary gland. That's the word. That's not separated into two hemispheres. Like that's one thing. Like it's not separated. There is no separation of that. So you can't even go with that.
Nope. Can't go with anything here. Oh, makes no goddamn sense. I'm also very curious as to what the lightning bolts have to do with anything.
I think that is supposed to indicate stress.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
Oh, so this brain has more plus stress lightning bolts? I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. I'm at a loss. their sexism isn't even consistent.
No, it's not. Right. It really fucking isn't. Well, they're right. I'm not sure what. I'm assuming it's a boy. Sorry if I misgendered you. No, I mean that, Jared. Like, I don't want to call people things they're not.
It's true.
But that's just like it. Not because I think like I'm super afraid of hurting the feelings, but more like it feels weird.
It's also rude. It's just rude. So. Oh,
no.
I can't tell my story about my name. Never mind. There's more to it. I don't even want to anymore. It's stressing me out.
Can we, before we end, can we just like look at this picture? Would you care to read this for me?
Undigested food particles, microorganisms, and toxins.
So, one thing I will note before we go on is they have failed to probably label the what side is the lumen. That is like the whole inside an organ. So there should be something saying lumen here as inside the gut.
So you have faulty tight junctions and healthy tight junctions, and then you have, I'm assuming, are food bits that make it through your gut bits into your blood capillaries.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
And this seems to cause inflammatory, immunological, autoimmune, and neoplastic reactions.
Yeah, it apparently gives you cancer somehow. Means kind of. But yeah, no, that's not how the gut works. Like, that's not how tight junctions work. I mean, you can have increased gut permeability, but that, like, here they're showing it like actual holes. Like, if that happens in real life, you get very, very sick. Also, I like that, like, the particles are apparently just like floating bits. They're not like clumped together or anything.
No.
Well,
goodness.
This was delightfully stupid. I'm kind of annoyed that Neo Ectoplasm wasn't here too.
Oh, she would have had a riot with this.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep. Kaylee is right. They are indeed talking about fucking leaky gut syndrome.
Leaky gut. It's where you get autism from.
Yep, and that is indeed the link. One of the links that Andrew Wakefield tried to like his way to link autism and the MMR vaccine was through God. If you actually read the funny thing is, you actually read the paper, it doesn't, like, it's a really weird paper. Like, it doesn't actually, like, most of the things you associate with that paper isn't actually in the paper. It's things he said afterwards. Also, the paper is terrible and unethical.
Yeah. I do remember a lot of the talking points that came out in here. I remember at one point I had a fun little discussion with Mr. Grimm, who's he's an anti-vaxxer on the YouTubes.
Oh boy, he sounds delightful.
Oh, he was. And I had a discussion with him, and his evidence for he would say things like Guillain-Barré is just. So polio never got cured. So I mean, one of the great things about vaccines is that, I mean, we didn't cure it. I mean, eradicated.
Yeah.
One of the great things about vaccines is that we pretty much eradicated polio. I know, like,
it's like we've all, like, there's a few cases here and there, but other than that, it's completely gone.
Yeah. So we've done that thanks to vaccines. Well, his excuse was that we haven't actually gotten rid of polio. Instead, we just relabeled it Guillain-Barré. So Guillain-Barré is just polio.
What? No.
Yeah, that was one of his. Yes, no.
They're completely different. Not complete, but they're different symptoms.
I know, but they're the same according to Mr. Grimm. So he did that, and then he also talked about how Hollywood's in on it by romanticizing autism because Rain Man is a thing, the movie. And it shows that being autistic isn't that bad. So
yeah, because he has a fucking great life in that movie.
Yeah,
doesn't it look fun, kids?
Yeah, wouldn't you love to be on this life? Because and he also said that autism is it's like having a superpower, and that's what savants are, because they have.
You think it's the fucking X-Men?
Yeah, no, that's what I say. It's like fucking X-Men. Yeah.
Actually, if you want to read a good book about that's written as if it's from the perspective of a kid with autism, read the Curious. It has a really long title. The curious incident of the dog in the nighttime.
Oh, there's another one that I've been told to read.
That one is really good.
What was this one? This one's a recommendation that comes from a parent who's got a child on the spectrum, and I haven't read it yet, so it's not recommended by R&D. But it's one of my subscribers who recommended this to me, and he's got a child on the spectrum, and he says, "Look me in the eyes. My life with Asperger's." It's supposed to be really good as well. By John Elder Robinson.
Ooh, sorry, I was talking over it. Say it again.
Look Me in the Eye, My Life with Asperger's, and it's by John Elder Robinson, and that's supposed to be really good. And that comes from, again, not me because I haven't read it, but comes from one of my subs who's a parent with a child on the spectrum, and he suggested it, so might be worth. But I really have to go read more books at this moment.
Okay, the book I was talking about is written by a guy named Mark Haddon, Haddon.
I think I've heard that one. I hear a lot of these titles. The other one that I want to read, that I want to read mostly because I think I've talked about in the past, is From Siri with Love, I think is what it's called. It's about this mom who discovered like that Mac, or having an iPad or whatever, for like being like really helped her child with autism communicate and all the things and stuff. To Siri with Love, a mother, her autistic son, and the kindness of machines, by Judith Newman.
Oh, so they're using the Siri thing.
Yeah, so it sounds really cool.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so that one sounds really cool. And actually, the only reason that I want to read it, and I don't know how many of my peeps are here, but I read when I did my video on ABA, like whenever the hell I did that. The person who I talked to actually did a protest on this book, because I guess somewhere in there's talks about not euthanizing, but what's it called? What's it called when you make someone sterile? Yeah, sterilizing. Thank you. Sterilizing individuals on the spectrum, and how awful this is because Nazis. No joke, she took that leap. And I'm sure that
and not something I would advocate for, but
so I'm sure that there's more nuance to it than
probably. I mean, I can see where the argument is coming from. Like I can imagine how you might get to that argument without it being like eugenics Nazi things.
Yeah. And the only reason the reason that I remember that is because I used to have a client whose mother wanted to do that, wanted to sterilize the child. And it was one of those cases that if you look at the nuance of why she wanted to do it, it made sense.
You can follow her logic, even if it's something that's wrong, because people have bodily autonomy.
Yeah, but it was like this one individual who's had like the cognitive ability of a third grader. Not even a third grader. I shouldn't even say that. It's like a 3-year-old. I mixed my grades and age. Like a 3-year-old who would never, in any way, shape, or form, be able to consent to any kind of sexual activity, let alone be able to raise a child. But her constant her monthly her period every year, her natural womanly functions actually were really painful and were horrible for her. And you have pretty much what is pretty much a 3-year-old going through a period every month,
not understanding why it's happening.
Yeah, and so so it's more nuanced. Is more or less when you can't just be like knowing. Yes.
Yeah, it's not like we don't want the weirdos to breed. Which is the immediate fault, because you immediately think like eugenics and Nazis, but that's not what it's about. Okay, Kaylee's making a lot of book recommendations, so good thing the chat stays. No, because then rather than us having to read them all out, and it's also easier for the people to just copy. Yellow is correct. Our Audible sponsorship win.
I know, right?
This episode of Taking a Look Out has not been sponsored by Audible.
I know.
Do you really think we would be material that anyone would ever sponsor unless they're fucked up?
I don't know. TJ Kirk got fucking sponsorships and whatnots.
Seriously?
Yeah, he used to be sponsored by Audible, I think.
Man, they must have been desperate.
Yeah, I think I got an Audible account because of him, like for however many years ago that was. Yeah, so it could happen, I suppose. Not gonna say it doesn't. I don't know. I'm still waiting for a beer sponsorship for Longer and Harder.
I mean, if I had a brewery, and I'm saying that as a person who's very biased, I would sponsor you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one. I actually had I was at a one brewery yesterday, and I tweeted about it, and the guy in charge of the Twitter account actually came out and said hi to me, because I took a selfie and whatnot.
Oh, cool.
And he came out and he looks at me. He's like, because it was a picture of my wife and I. He's like, which one of you is Minecraft Cat? And I entirely forgotten what the fuck my Twitter handle is anymore, because I don't pay attention. And I just stared at him like blankly until my wife pointed at me. It's like, oh yeah, that is me. Take it back. So, but that was cool. That is my story. I'm done now. So beer companies, please sponsor me.
Yeah.
Your beer.
I need to find a way. It's just fucking expensive to send beers across the Atlantic.
It is very expensive. You got to find them that it's made here, and you can. But I mean, probably the good ones aren't made here. So I'm sure of that. All right. Well, I think I gotta get going here soon.
Yeah,
so. We're way past our time. We're not way past our time.
This has been very good, especially towards the end, where we actually got into some like we both made jokes, but also touched on the topic. So that's good.
Yeah. If you ever actually want to have a conversation about autism, one of us spends a whole lot of time dealing with it. So
I mean, honestly, I think you could probably do a hangout on it.
Yeah, no, there's I have a lot to say about it, and a lot of opinions.
I think you should.
There's a lot to be said. I have so many stories about work, and unfortunately I can never say stories with too much detail because because confidentiality and I work with patients.
HIPAA violations are a thing.
Yeah, HIPAA violations. So all my stories are very, very, very vague. But
I think what you should probably try to do is get an actual autistic person on there, perhaps as a conversation partner, so we can both sides and have a hangout. I would watch it.
That would be cool. I know the only one, the incredible Aspie, who I made a video about. He's Asperger's, but he still chats with me every once in a while, and he's actually while we had this one, while I made this one video about him, he's actually
and I had that hangout where he was. He clearly had no idea what the fuck was going on.
No, but he was still rather, again, way more, has way more balls than any of the other people that ever made videos about. He showed up and, also, actually bothered to sit around and have a conversation, which I find admirable.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, see all the nice people out in the chat later.
yeah, has fun, you all.
Yeah. Bye.